Hello, good morning. Please welcome to Read the Bible with me. We are reading Genesis 22. God have mercy on us on this one. For you to wait for years before you have a child, then after God is telling you to give that child to him. But Abraham did really well. I don't know what I would have done on that issue, honestly. But that faith that Abraham had, he trusted God in every situation he did. God should give us that trust, because we need that trust to trust him in every situation, to trust him and know that he is a giver of life. And he gives and he takes it. So whatever he has given you, if he's requesting you to give it back to him, we shouldn't argue about it. I like this Genesis 21 because it's like we give everything to God. Everything. To the extent that Abraham didn't even tell Sarah that God told me that I should take Isaac and sacrifice it to him. This is a trust. He knew his relationship with God and he didn't want anybody to interfere this time. So if he had told Sarah would say, no, I'll do that. No, I'm not letting you take my only son. No way. Sarah will soon forget that it's God who gave him Isaac, and he will say, don't even try taking Isaac. But with this, I think Abraham did well. He trusted God that he knows what he's doing. May God give us that faith to go through every situation, to go through every difficulty. So if you could please join me. Thank you so much. And it came to pass after this thing that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, as he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah. You see, look at this thing here. It says, thy son, thy only son, and get thee into the land of Moriah. After him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took two of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went into the place of which God had told him. Not on the third day Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto him, Young man, abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spoke unto Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went together. So they went both of them together. May God provide for you all the time. And he came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham burnt an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest me, seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thickness of his horn. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered up for a burnt offering instead of his son. You see, this is the kind of God we serve. This is the kind of God. It shows how powerful our God is. And Abraham called the name of the place Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh, my Lord, my provider. And as he said, on this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven in the second time, and said, By myself I have sworn that the Lord, for because he has done this thing, and has not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in the blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sun which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. Amen. May God do the same as he did to Abraham, to you and your descendants. Amen. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned his young men and rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Malika, this word is big, she has also borne children of thy brother Nahar, Zu, his first son Buz, and his brother Kimul, and father of Aram, and Chiz, and Hazu, and Pidish, and Jatlib, and Bathu. Hey, these are big words. And Batul begot Rebekah. These 8 Maachah did bear to Nahar, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Rehamah. She bore also Tabor and Jamah and Tashid and Makchi. I don't know what I've pronounced this word, but just forgive me, please. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Amen.